Welcome in everyone again for the second episode of Owls on Record. I'm joined today by Zaynah Moen. She's a rising senior from the field hockey team and track and field team. So Zaynah, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell people what you're majoring in and what your post-Bryn Mawr plans are.
Hi, I'm Zaynah. I'm an anthropology major with a minor in health studies and fine arts at Haverford, and I'm on the pre-dental track. So kind of a lot going on. It's anthro was kind of a surprise for me. I didn't plan on anthro coming into Bryn Mawr. I'm on the pre-dental track, so I was like, oh, I'll do bio or chem. And I kind of fell in love with anthro. It kind of combined everything I love about the humanities and the science. I got to take forensic anthropology for all of my Bones fans out there. Not what I thought it would be, but so much better. And then health studies has been an amazing opportunity to get to know everything about the world and how it works and how we can make it better. And fine arts is just a great time.
That's awesome. Well, I'm a huge Bones fan myself, so we could talk about that offline afterwards. But you originally came to Bryn Mawr in part to play field hockey, and you've been a part of the field hockey team for the past 3 years. And I'm sure people know it's been a really historic time for that team. Can you kind of tell people about your background of field hockey and what that's been like to be part of such a historic kind of program this past 3 years?
Yeah, coming into Bryn Mawr, I was just excited to play field hockey. I didn't realize that I wanted to play in college until later in my career. And historically, Bryn Mawr had not been as successful as it is now. And I was just excited to come in and play. And I think the biggest difference in selecting Bryn Mawr in the end was Coach Victor Brady. And after joining the program and seeing the amount of exponential growth, not only myself, but my fellow players experience in that 1 year. And it's just kind of been an upward trajectory ever since. It's been amazing to be a part of history. We're always looking for ways to improve. Our meetings are actually kind of exciting. And it's been an amazing opportunity to be a part of this historic period in Bryn Mawr field hockey time.
Yeah, for sure. And then this past year, you actually decided to kind of get even more involved in Bryn Mawr athletics, and you joined the Owls track and field team. And unfortunately, we didn't have the spring season, but you were able to compete in the indoor season in the winter. Kind of, can you tell people what made you want to kind of take on that second role, and what it was like to kind of join a new team in your junior year?
It actually started with my friend Lexi, who was on the soccer team but could no longer compete because of concussion, so she had to go non-contact. But she's still such an amazing, fierce, strong athlete. And I would see the track team, especially the power squad, lifting in the gym, and they were having a great time. And I said, I want to do that. So I reached out to Coach Jason Hewitt and was able to join the squad. And it was a really great opportunity for me because I was also coming off of a repetitive stress injury, which made field hockey training harder, to stay active, stay strong, and kind of keep going and stay, really solidify my Bryn Mawr athletics ties.
Had you competed in track and field in high school at all, or was this kind of brand new to you?
I technically did track freshman year. I think I was one of maybe 3 girls on the team, and then switched over to basketball the next year. So.
Okay, all right. So not only are you really heavily involved now in 2 sports with the Owls and Bryn Mawr Athletics, but you're also going to be the co-president, or are the co-president of SAAC going into this next school year. I was wondering if you could talk to people a little bit about why you're involved in SAAC and kind of what it means to you, and then maybe some of your goals for this upcoming year as you kind of lead the SAAC program.
Yeah, Carly and I, my co-president, we talked about what we could do to kind of keep going in athletics and some of the things that we didn't like as much. And SAAC is the amazing opportunity where we get to talk about these issues, bring them up with our fellow athletes, with uh, Kathy and the rest of the department. And my main focus coming in was was doing a lot of work with diversity and inclusion before I decided to run for co-president with Carly. And that's something that I know we are planning on continuing with diversity, equity, and inclusion within athletics, and not only at Bryn Mawr, but like the wider NCAA and the conference as well, and other issues that we're hoping to tackle this coming year are the student athlete, non-athlete divide, and kind of bridging that gap and finding ways that we can be more involved on campus other than athletics and kind of representing ourselves and our programs well.
Yeah. What made you want to be a part of SAAC? Is that kind of thing something you were involved in high school, or just you kind of got into it when you were here at Bryn Mawr? What kind of gave you the desire to do that?
I kind of realized that we actually can make a difference, and I didn't just have to sit there and be like, oh, this is fine. And I get to meet my other athletes who share similar passions and also want to make a difference. And that's just that was appealing for me.
And then just to close out, you were talking a little bit about kind of an interesting job shadowing opportunity you had this past year. I don't know if you could tell people a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I shadowed surgeons at an orthopedic surgery center in California. I also shadowed at the chiropractors and the physical therapists. That was kind of a great opportunity to get more into kind of the athletics world. I had also shadowed and worked with my high school athletic trainer, and I had quite a few injuries in my time, so I was kind of very familiar with a lot of the exercises and a few of the procedures they had been doing in the clinic. So that was really fun. I got to spend a month there and got to see kind of the business side of medicine as well.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I really appreciate your time and sharing some of those thoughts with us, Zaynah, and I hope you have a great rest of the summer, and we'll see what happens when we get back into the fall.
Thanks, Travis. You too.
All right,
Very
thanks.
excited.